We want to solve this double summation. So the key to doing this problem is to start with the inside summation. So I'm just going to write it out. We have the sum from j equals 0 to I minus 1 of I minus j. So we're going to start at j equals 0. So leave I alone. So the first term is going to be I minus 0. Plus, now we increase j to j equals 1. So that's just going to be I minus 1. And then j equals 2. And then we're going to stop all the way up to I minus 1. Now notice each parenthesis has a term minus another term. So the first term is just the I. Okay, so the question is, how many i's do we have? Well, we're saying j goes from 0 all the way up to I minus 1. So altogether, this is I terms. Okay, so in other words, we're adding I times. Well, if you add I times, that's just I squared. Okay, now let's look at the second term. First, you notice that we're subtracting. So we're going to subtract. Well, what are we subtracting? Well, this is 0, 1, 2, all the way up to I minus 1. Okay, the question is, how do I add up 0 all the way up to I minus 1? Well, if you don't have the formula memorized, all you do is take the first and the last. So 0 plus I minus 1 is I minus 1. And then divide the number of terms by 2. So here we said there are I terms. So we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, so the whole idea behind this formula is, if you add the first with the last, you get I minus 1. If you add the second with the second last is I minus 2. So if you add those two, you also get I minus 1. So you're just pairing them up. Each sum is I minus 1, and there's going to be I over 2 of them. So rewriting it neatly, we have I squared minus I times I minus 1 all over 2. And this is just the inside sum. So now we have to look at the outside sum. The outside sum goes from I equals 1 to I equals 3. Okay, so let's do that. We have I squared minus I times I minus 1 over 2. First, we're going to plug in I equals 1. So you have 1 squared minus 1 times 1 minus 1 all over 2. Plus, now we look at I equals 2. That's 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 1 over 2. And then finally, we're going to plug in 3 for I to get 3 squared minus 3 times 3 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so now we just simplify. We get 1 plus 3 plus 6. And so that is equal to 10. And 10 is the final answer.